So I figured I don't make nearly enough of these vlogs, mainly because I'm kind of lazy at times. Um, and another thing is I'm pretty socially awkward in front of a camera. Like right now, I'm holding my video camera in front of my face, and it's kind of awkward. So yeah, I'm not like a Luke Connard or anything like that, who seems pretty comfortable in front of a camera. But I'm sure Luke took tons of practice before he got comfortable. But yeah, anyways, as this week on Thursday I'm seeing Paul McCartney in concert at the Royal Albert Hall for the third time. I thought that it'd be cool to tell a story of the first two times I saw him in concert, and then like if you want to leave in the comments or whatever, any memories you have of seeing the man in concert, that would be pretty cool. So yeah, I was 13 or 14 whenever I saw him in concert first. I remember I had just gotten into the Beatles the previous year, with the release of their one greatest hits album, and then since I was in seventh grade, and then since then, it's just all about the Beatles. Paul became my favorite, obviously, because my name's Paul, and yeah, his music just appealed to me more than the others. And so, see, that was in late 2000, and then um, in 2002, I was in eighth grade, and I remember watching the Super Bowl halftime show. Was it halftime or pregame show? It was one of those, whatever. But Paul was on there, and he mentioned that he was going on tour that spring, and I'm like, oh, Mom, we have to go see Paul on tour. So she's like, oh yeah, that'd be cool. So like a couple months went by, and I didn't think anything more of it. And then one day, my mom came home and she surprised me with concert tickets to see Paul McCartney. So I was like freaking out, even though like the concert was a month away. And it was in Cleveland, and I was living in Iowa at the time. So the concert was on a Tuesday, and my mom and I drove from Iowa to Cleveland on a Sunday. And I remember on the way I was listening to like Wings Over America in my little CD player. It's like, oh man, this is how it's supposed to be seeing Paul McCartney. You know, Mom, seeing Wings in concert with Jimmy. And she was just like, yeah, just be thankful you're seeing him at all. I'm like, okay, yeah. So we got to Cleveland, we saw the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, ate at the Hard Rock Cafe, and then we went to Gund Arena, which is where the Cleveland Cavaliers play, and we were waiting in line for it to open. I'll never forget this guy that was standing in line with us. He was hitting on my mom. He was like, you know, if you're ever in this area again, look me up. And so to this day, I always tease my mom about that guy. And she's like, yeah, he wasn't hitting on me. I'm like, yeah, he was. He was hitting on you. So the concert was amazing, just incredible. And I remember like Sea Moon, I had no idea that I would hear that. Vanilla Sky. Sorry, the background noise of London. So yeah, Sea Moon, Vanilla Sky, uh, Band on the Run, etc. And that was the first tour of Paul's current band too, so they were really good. And then a few years went by, and I saw Paul again. This time he's a little bit closer. He was only a couple hours away in Des Moines, Iowa, in 2005, and he had just released Chaos and Creation in the Backyard, which is a fantastic album. So that was great, just seeing Paul in concert again for the second time. And after the concert was over, my mom saying, you know, they were a lot better than this first band when we saw them the first time. Like, Mom, it's the same band. It's like, oh, I didn't know that. Seeing Paul McCartney live is just absolutely amazing, and it will be. It's just the best 2 3 hours of your life. Basically, like you're in his world. You get lost in his world of songs, and I know that I wish he would play more Wings and solo stuff, but I mean it's Paul McCartney live, so you can't beat that. And seeing as he'll be playing for charity on Thursday, it'll be interesting to see how a set list goes. I'm sure it won't be that different from what his previous tour on the Run tour is, which will be a little bit disappointing because I think you should change it up a little bit. But yeah, it'll be incredible, and it'll be the first time that I've going to see Paul on my own. So it'll be pretty interesting. But I'm meeting up with some people there, so it'll be fun.